some casting news for the Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, the Dunk and Egg series. So pretty cool. We do have a little bit of news here. I'm just going to be reading from this casting list, and we're just going to dive into it. So this is from Lucy Bevan Casting, and it's a casting agency. They posted this on their Instagram as well as I think probably their website as well. But I saw this on Reddit and thought I'd share it. So they did casting for Barbie, the Batman, Belfast. It says it's currently looking for 2 leading roles in an upcoming HBO television series. A boy aged 9 to 10, whose description is physically small. The character is wise beyond his years, confident and witty. He has a neutral English accent and is white with blue to green eyes and pale skin. Must be under 4'6" and at least 9 years old by March 2024 for licensing. Then it asks for a soldier aged 18 to 25. It says the soldier is very tall and physically strong. He has a humble disposition and is perceptive and thoughtful. Any ethnicity must be at least 6'4". Filming will take place in 2024. So the big takeaway here is, first and foremost, this could be for any HBO project, could have nothing to do with A Song of Ice and Fire whatsoever. However, it seems pretty likely. This is the Dunk and Egg series that we knew was in production. And now that the writer's strike is, somewhat over, it's probably it's probably Dunk and Egg. And that's really cool. If you look at the descriptions too, these are the main characters. So you want to get them cast first. The biggest sort of takeaway from this whole thing is Dunk, actually, Sir Duncan the Tall. The soldier is very tall and physically strong. That's quite literally Sir Duncan the Tall. Humble disposition, describes him perfectly. Any ethnicity. Now, actually, I think this could be something that's kind of cool. A lot of the fan art shows Dunk as white. And then, of course, there was a lot of backlash about House Valerian and why they decided to go that route. I don't really care. I thought they were awesome. I'm sure there will be some pushback on this as well. But, this is like the most minor fans that would actually have a problem with that. But you will see it, I'm sure. But the big sort of cool takeaway from this is that actually you could do something kind of cool with that, because the only thing we really know about Dunk is that he grew up in Flea Bottom. We don't actually know that he was born in Flea Bottom. And we also, there's a lot of, obviously, a sort of official art that shows Sir Duncan the Tall as, a little, like, I guess, white or, kind of tan. But you could really go any way you want with this. And then that could actually give us more on his backstory, right? Maybe Dunk is actually a little more from Dorne than we thought, or maybe he's from the north more than we thought. So that's actually kind of cool. And they could play around with that and then give us some information, maybe a little bit of his actual backstory that we haven't gotten in the series itself. So that is actually kind of a cool little thing they could do here. But again, this whole casting thing could have nothing to do with the Song of Ice and Fire or A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. It could be some other show that HBO is putting out, but I would say it's pretty likely that this is the case. And again, this is a legitimate casting call. It just doesn't say what the project is for, but it seems likely that it's A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms or Dunk and Egg. And man, if it starts filming in 2024, we could see it in 2025. So that's kind of cool, because then if that's the case, that means we're likely to get House of the Dragon season 2 in 2024, get Dunk and Egg in 2025, and then, House of the Dragon again in 2026. And then we don't know about the Snow Show, what's going on with it, when we'll see it. But at least if there's those 2 shows going for a little bit, we'll actually at least have some sort of Game of Thrones, Song of Ice and Fire content at least once a year, which is definitely pretty awesome. And I would love actually that back and forth. If you look at Marvel, you look at Star Wars, they've always got like a big revolving door. I think they do it too much. I think, like one a year is great, but Marvel and Star Wars, it's like, man, you get like 6 projects a year, and sometimes it's a little overwhelming. So George did actually say, and there was an interview, I believe it was on IGN, where I saw it, where he was talking about, I want to flesh out and build out my universe, but I don't want to do it too fast and too crazy, kind of like we've seen in these other things. So this is very exciting news. Take this for what it is. Again, could have nothing to do with Game of Thrones or House of the Dragon, Song of Ice and Fire, or it could be a Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, which is what I think it is. So, with that, as always, leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys thought. We will be back on the podcast full time next week. And with that, guys, hope you have a great rest of your day. And remember that winter is coming.